Afternoons with Baba. I've had a few weeks off for personal reasons and we're back now, and we are making lamb with spinach and rice. So that is our main manja today, and I hope you'll enjoy it. I parboiled the lamb chops in here to give myself a chance to finish faster. Now you know the first water goes out and then you put a second water in, which is cleaner and healthier for you. And I also parboiled the spinach with just a few seconds, not too long. This is the spinach I use this time. It's a package, and it's the one size will do you the small manja, and it'll also do a larger manja because there's a lot of spinach there. I don't separate it. I always use it because what are you going to do with a handful of spinach, right? This is the rice. We have used 1 cup of rice because it's just for 3-4 people. The rice has to be washed, so I'll just pour it right in here right now, and we will wash it and put it in. Now our stove, my stove is not a strong one. It's rather weak. So I bake at 425. So I'm going to start that. Okay. Now when that heats up, we'll put our manja in. So we'll get started now. We'll wash the rice. We just give it a little bath. You've seen me do it before. You just give it a little bath like that. It's usually not too bad. It's fairly clean, but I like to give it a couple of waters. So this is a very easy dinner. As you can see, everything is basically parboiled first, and you get on with it when you're ready to make it. Now, there's our rice. You put the rice in first. Put the rice in first. And now, I'll take my spinach, a handful at a time, and I sort of chop it up like that because it's got large leaves and it'll be difficult for people to handle them when they're eating. So this is how you do it. You still chop it up even though it's nice and soft. You still give it a cut. So we'll cut the spinach and lay it on the top. Okay, now I also like to put a little bit of a carrot. I chop it up inside. It gives it a nice color. And what can be healthier for you than carrots? So we have it there. Now, it needs a tomato, and you can use a canned tomato, but if you have a fresh one, if you have a garden, if you're in that part of the world where you have a garden, you can use a fresh one. And you just chop it up like very tiny, because it needs to cook inside. So we'll just very small pieces. We put 1 tomato. Yeah, if I had canned ones open, I would have used them, but since I don't, there's no use opening up for 1 tomato. So I'm using a fresh one. And see how nice that looks? Very, very nice. And now our stove is at 3. So we're getting there. It's slowly getting there. Now the mint, we're going to have to chop it, and just like parsley, it's a leaf, so it's a little bit on the difficult side, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's manja, right? If you have a chopping machine, you can put it in there. Maybe that'll do a better job. But then you don't want it chopped to blithereens, you know, like you actually want to see a little bit of mint. Mint is very good with lamb. All right now, so my mint is ready, and our oven is almost at 425, and we will check. This one I had on boiling, so it's ready to go in the oven, but we're going to test this, check this for salt, okay? Yeah. Yeah, it needs a little bit of salt. It's better to put it in there than over the manja, because then I won't be able to see how much I put in. Oh, there it is. The stove is ready. Now, let's see how that tastes, if that was enough. Now this meat is parboiled. It's not fully cooked. The rest of the cooking will take place in the oven. And that was enough salt now. So we're going to lay the lamb like this on top. These are lamb chops, shoulder chops. They're quite nice. And this is a meal for 3 to 4 people, depending how much meat people eat. But the lamb is very rich, so it's filling. One piece would be filling for someone, okay? So here we are now. We're going to put our moisture in. And you have to cover it up because there is rice in there, right? And rice soaks up a lot of moisture. It needs a lot of moisture to cook. Now, do you see how pretty it looks? And now we're going to add our mint. And we'll see if we need all of it or just some of it. And I can store the other in my fridge. Yeah. There. I think that's perfect. Mint is very strong. It's very strong. All right. Here we go. Now there it is, the manja, and it's going in for 1 hour. So go and have a cup of coffee and we'll see you in an hour. Okay, so I put my manja in, si kladu manjata, що я ягне со спанакіоріс, і є recipe od moita majka, Tasa, and my baba Galitza. And we've always made it. It's a very tasty meal. If you want to roast a lamb, you roast a leg by itself, and you can make this on the side by itself. You don't need the meat in it, as long as you have a little bit of juice from the leg of lamb. But you don't roast a leg with this. It has to be chops where you boil it and you get the water, the juice to put over it, and you bake it. So I have it in for 50 minutes. And I also forgot to mention that I also put black pepper on the top. So I put black pepper on the top of it. And it's one of the favorite of my family. Everybody loves lamb though. You have to like lamb. Let's check the manja now. Oh, doesn't that look nice? Oh yes, very, very nice. See that? Oh, it looks super, and it smells so good too. Yep, another 10 minutes and we're done. Ja, mangiate се се изпече, ga извадоме. And it looks beautiful. It smells delicious. Let's hope it tastes good. But all the water has disappeared. So I still saved some of my lamb water, and I'm going to add it to our meal. Okay? So that's why you always keep your liquid. You don't throw it away when you've boiled something. See? Now let's see how that is. Oh, nice. Very nice. There we go. Okay, now we're going to put it on the table, and me and my grandson will be having lunch. There we are. So we have our fresh bread, we have our manja, and we've got company. So suzrata się jajta na praktisja jedno guba manjiczka. And thank you for joining me on Afternoons with Baba. And like I tell you, cooking is a labor of love. Nothing's too hard for your family. Goodbye.